So today I wanted to talk about something that's been on my mind recently, and it's something that quite honestly isn't talked about enough here in America, and that's the Electoral College. So in this episode of The Wise Conservative, I'm going to be going over the history of the Electoral College and why we don't need it in today's society. I'm Connor Wise, and this is The Wise Conservative. Let's dive right in. So, to go over the history of the Electoral College as to why it was necessary when the Founding Fathers put it in place. Well, they didn't really have a way to collect all the votes back in that time. They didn't have the technology that we do nowadays. They didn't have these computers or anything. So they literally had to write out every ballot and all of that. And that's just not feasible for every single citizen back in their time period. But so that led them to creating the Electoral College, which basically there's a certain set number of representatives for each state, and they basically choose who your state elects to be president. And, well, I'll get to explaining later why that's not good in today's society. But that was necessary back when they established it. Because, as I just said, it's not feasible to collect every single vote back then. But moving on to why it actually ruins democracy in today's society. You see, the Electoral College lets a select number of individuals choose who your state elects. A select number of individuals who are prone to bribery. A select number of individuals who don't always represent what the people want. I am in California, and my state automatically votes Democrat. It doesn't matter anything else. They are automatically a blue state. So my vote essentially does not count here in America. In New York, it's the same way. It's a blue state no matter what. In New York, your vote essentially does not count. Really, the only states that it does count are the swing states, because those are the states where the Electoral College actually listens to the citizens. You see, no matter what the popular vote is, the Electoral College has the last say. They can choose to go opposite of what the popular vote is. They can choose to go however they want, however they might have even been paid off to go. We see often where corporations are a big part of our government, which quite honestly should not be a thing, but it is. And the reality is corporations could bribe these representatives in the Electoral College. The point of all of this is just we don't have true democracy because of this. Your vote does not matter as much as you think it does. If you don't live in one of those swing states, your vote does not necessarily count for anything. I know that's a hard thing to hear in a democratic society that we live in, but it's the truth. Your vote doesn't actually elect the president. That's why we see these maps after every election. There's the popular vote map and the Electoral College map, and they don't always line up. In fact, most of the time they're not the same. Because the popular vote goes one way, but these few representatives that vote, that actually give the votes for the president, choose to go another way. It's been seen in multiple elections where the popular vote went for one candidate, but the Electoral College went for another. This is why our democracy essentially is not that. We essentially do not have a true democracy here today because of this Electoral College. And yes, it was necessary back in the time of our Founding Fathers, as I explained earlier. But it's not necessary in today's society. We have the computers, we have everything to be able to tally all of those votes. And we do tally all of those votes still. And that's how we do get those popularity vote maps. But they don't listen to that all the time. So I really urge all of you to go out and kind of research the Electoral College, because not enough people actually know what it is. And not enough people actually take the time to look at what it is. They don't really realize that the Electoral College is just a few individuals. A few individuals who could go either way, but most of the time they lean to one side no matter what. So we can see that not enough Americans do actually notice this Electoral College and how it has essentially ruined the way our country was founded to be. So I urge all of you to look it up to see why we can't have this system in place anymore. I urge all of you to stand up, to have a revolution of the mind to say, to show that we don't want this Electoral College system anymore. It ruins the way our country was founded. It ruins the way our country should operate. And it ruins democracy in general. So please take a moment to think about that. And I know this was a short video, but I just really had to get that off my mind and announce it to all of you so you guys actually know what the Electoral College is and why we can't have it. So thank you for watching this episode here today. I'm Connor Wise, and this has been The Wise Conservative. Thank you.